10,
Simple.
9, 8,
Simple,
7,
simple
6,
series. Who
5,
took the simple series?
4,
It's a simple series.
3,
What series?
2,
Simple series. You
1.
know about a simple series? It's Simple 2000.
Welcome back once again to the Simple 2000 series. Today, I'm looking at zombie games. Yes, games with zombies in them, or mainly a game that's about zombies, probably killing zombies in some shape or form. There's a lot of somewhat interesting ones here. In this collection starts off the Onechanbara series, which is obviously more well known now, and obviously we had a recent game not too long ago, which was I think Z2, that came out to PC as well. Go check it out if you want. I haven't played it. Maybe I will at some point. Who knows? But yeah, we got 5 games to look at here, all based on zombies, 3 of which are from the same series, and 2 are completely random. Either way, I hope you enjoy, and let's dive right into it. First up, we have Zombie Zone, developed by Tamsoft, and is the very first game in the Onechanbara series, as it was released in Japan as the Simple 2000 series, Volume 61, the Onechanbara. And if I be completely honest, it's not too bad of a beat 'em up. It's not great. It's got a lot of room for improvement, but it's not too bad. You basically go around. I didn't play any of the story mode, but I decided to have a go in the survival. I was more interested in what the gameplay was like than really the story. You know, what can you have when you got bikini-clad female warriors taking on zombies? You know, what kind of story is there going to be? It's, you know. So I decided to go on survival, and yeah, it's pretty much a beat-em-up zombie game. You have a sword. You see the little meter on the left there where the sword's getting red. The more you attack, eventually that will go fully red, and you've got to basically like press a button to get rid of the blood on the sword, or else it gets stuck inside the zombies. The combos are okay, they're not great, if I be completely honest. The boss is a little bit of a joke here because he got goddamn stuck. He got stuck. But keep in mind, I've got like 1 health bar left, as you can see down in the bottom there. So he has to only hit me once, and he's got me. But yeah, it's okay. But like I said, there's a lot of room for improvement here. A real large margin for improvement. Next up, we have Zombie Attack, an incredibly original name we've got there. Zombie Attack, right? It was released in Japan as Volume 65, the Kionshi even Panic, and seems to be based around, I think, Chinese zombies. Well, when I say Chinese zombies, I mean Chinese like mythology-based zombies, with like Tao and stuff like that. It's hard to explain because I don't really know much about it, but that's the kind of zombies you've got, and that's the character you've got as well, is a one that fights in that sense. It's hard to explain. The only literal real kind of experience I have with these types of zombies is fucking Shaman King, because one of the like main side characters' background is based around that. Yeah, what an interesting insight, right? So let's talk about the game, right? So you walk around these like corridors as this character. You can switch between a sword, a gun, and rice as your attack means. I don't know why rice is there. I guess that fits with the whole ghost zombie kind of vibe. I don't know. But the one thing I will say is the controls are fine, but I do have one complaint, and that one complaint is the fact that it takes too long to switch from gun to sword and sword to gun. Rice you can pretty much activate at any time and it will work. It's very quick, rice, but unfortunately sword and gun, it's like you gotta put away the sword to get the gun out, and you gotta put away the gun to get the sword out, and it just takes too long where it could be just instant and be much more fluid. So basically you gotta attack zombies, you have small combos, and when they start having these purple fumes come off of them, you press the square button, which throws a talisman at the zombies, and basically I think purifies them, so to say. Like boom, there you go, he's been purified, boom, he's been purified. And that's all there is to the game. Now, if it was purely just that, I wouldn't really have an issue. But then, obviously, you've got Escort Missions. I'm not even joking. The first mission of the game is like, oh, there's these people in these buildings. You got to go find all the people and help them escape. And basically, when they come across a zombie, they'll just run around like this spastic around the room. just screaming help until you run up to them and go, yeah, it's all okay now, all the zombies are dead. And yeah, and they don't run as fast as you either, which is just, yeah, really annoying. I don't like a force. Why do you have to put an escort mission into this? It's just kind of pointless, don't you think? You know what I mean? But hey, whatever. That's the way. That's the route they chose. So yeah, it's okay, I guess. Quite a basic. I haven't really got much else to say on it. Next up, we have Zombie Hunters, or in this case, Zombie Zone Other Side. Now, I believe that this game got released twice. It got released the first time as Zombie Zone Other Side by 505 Game Street in Europe, but then a year later it got re-released by Essential Games as Zombie Hunters. Interesting. I don't know why, but yeah. This game was released as Volume 80, the Onechanbara, obviously related to the Onechanbara series. I think this is kind of a 1.5 version from the original, because basically not much has really changed. The only real change there is that Riho, remember, you might remember, you might not, Riho, the fucking girl that gets stung by an alien crab and goes gigantic in Demolition Girl, she's in this game as a playable character. Why? I don't know. Who knows? All I do know is that her combo system is just not as good as Aya. Aya's the other character, by the way. It's just not as fluid and not as good. Literally, like, she can only string together a few combos, and that's really about it. It's not particularly great. And then, obviously, when you fight the boss, it's the same boss as the original game. So, And this is the best strategy I had against the boss, by the way. Just, run up to him, kick him a couple of times, boom, walk away. And that was that. And that's all I have to really say about the game. I forgot to mention, there is a lock-on system, but it's not great. It really isn't great. But in terms of how much has changed between the original game and this game, like I said, this feels more like a 1.5 version of a game. Just like, we've added an extra playable character, whereas the first game may have had only one playable character. We've added a second one here. And, yeah. And we've slightly changed a few things. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have Zombie Virus, developed by Viet et Un Systems, and was known as Volume 95, The Zombie vs. QQ-Sha, which basically translates as The Zombie vs. Ambulance, which, by concept, is goddamn awesome. I could think of so many possibilities of a great game with a concept like that. It's just too bad the actual game itself is really bland and really boring. I'm not even joking, right? So basically, you're a doctor at a hospital, and the zombie virus basically takes over the entire city that you're in. Like 90% of its residents are now zombies, and you basically got to go around in your ambulance and just find survivors. I don't know why you as a doctor, but yeah, you got to go around and find survivors. And that involves you driving your ambulance around, knocking over zombies as you go by, which, you have to be careful with because you have a durability meter. And, yeah, and finding what survivors you can. Keep in mind, though, you see the hospital building in the top left there? That's basically, the hospital is currently under attack by other zombies. And when that meter goes out, it's game over, meaning that the hospital's been taken over by zombies. Which is just stupid. And I mean literally retarded, because you have to go out and find survivors. It's like, what do you seem to expect? So basically the game gives you a time limit. You've got to go and find you got to go fulfill certain objectives in a certain amount of time before you're able to do, before you can really progress. Or if you don't do that, the timer runs out and it's game over. But keep in mind, I don't know where survivors are. When you find a survivor, it's just kind of random. And once you find a survivor, I don't think you can really do anything else until you go back to the hospital to deposit that survivor. But hey, I don't get it. I don't think the hospital meter is really needed. It would be better if I could just explore, but it seems like that's... You're hindered for exploring, but yet you have to explore to find survivors. It's really weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it from a wrong perspective, but to me it's just strange. Like, really, the gameplay is really boring. Like, really boring. You're just driving around this barren, kind of poorly built city, because it is literally just corner after corner. It's like the city's built on a grid. And then you just run over zombies, find a survivor, and go back to the hospital. That's literally the game. It's hella boring. It's really boring. You go back to this garage here, and you can just go to talk to people and maybe upgrade if you got enough points, and that's it. It's a really boring game. I'm really disappointed. With a concept like Ambulance vs. Zombies, you could have some wacky Carmageddon kind of thing going on, but nope. You have this. And finally, we have Zombie Hunters 2, which was known as Volume 101, the Onechanbara, the Onechan 2 Special Edition, which I'm pretty sure, because I know for a fact that they skipped an Onechanbara game in terms of localizing it, is part of this Simple 2000 series, and I'm pretty sure that was the Onechanbara 2, whereas this one is the Onechanbara 2 Special Edition. So this is the 2.5 version. So they've skipped releasing the 2 version and gone with releasing the 2.5 version, which is a fair play, that's a fair point. And if I be honest, the sequel to the game, to the other 2 games, plays really well. They've improved massively. The combos are much better. It feels much more fluid, these combos. These flying enemies are a pain in the ass because you gotta just jump and attack them. They're just a pain. But yeah, there's different types. There's much more different variety of zombies. You got like some zombies that have guns that can shoot you. So yeah, it's cool. I still have the whole like if you get too much zombie blood on your sword, you gotta shake it off kind of mechanic. But I feel like this is a much more needed improvement in comparison to the first game. What issues there were, they fixed most of them. When I say most of them, that's what I mean. The lock-on system is still not really great, but at least now, which I forgot to mention, with the previous games, you couldn't use the right analog stick to move the camera around. You couldn't do that. The only way you could reorientate yourself is by pressing the lock-on button. In this game, you can move the camera around with the right analog stick, so that's good. That's a good improvement right there. And you can play as multiple characters, just like previously. Your Riho is back here again. Riho is unlocked from the beginning, so yeah. I still can't believe that the character from Demolition Girl is in this game. But then again, the title screen suggests that the 2 characters that are featured in Dragon Sisters, the game unfortunately I wasn't able to play, but it was included in the beat 'em up Simple 2000 video I did, was looks like they're in this game. Must be as playable characters, I'm guessing, but looks like they're in this game. That's interesting. But yeah, much better, much more needed improvement from the previous games. She also has a move where she can pose and it will attack. She like does a little pose and it attacks the zombies. It's fucking stupid. But that's what these types of games are supposed to be. They're supposed to be fucking stupid, They're not supposed to take these games seriously. But yeah, I suppose say I much more enjoyed this game than I did with the previous iterations of the Onechanbara. And that's it! That's all of the zombie games that were localized in English as part of the Simple 2000 series. Now, there were some interesting games here, it was mainly Onechanbara, but still, there were interesting games to look at. The Onechanbara games weren't too bad, obviously my favorite was Zombie Hunters 2, Onechanbara 2 Special Edition as you could possibly call it. Zombie Attack was okay, it was kind of mediocre, and Zombie vs. Ambulance, or Zombie Virus, was really bland and really could have been much better. My favorite game in this collection, I don't know, what are we going to have? Probably Onechanbara 2 Special Edition, probably Zombie Hunters 2, let's go with that one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you've played these games. Have you played them? Do you know about them? What are your thoughts on them? Let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya.